Okay, so we're back, and when we left off, we verified that it was printing out the correct letters and all that. So we know that the algorithm works. Um, it's this thing that's the problem. So let me go ahead and explain this part in a little more detail. So what is happening is, let's just say that the first letter was not correct. So we're gonna automatically jump to here. And we have it as 1, 2, 3 because we were assuming that we got the first letter correct. And we're not really thinking about the loop, we're just thinking about the algorithm. So that's why we had it like that. Like, we're just thinking about the first letter. So if the first letter was correct, we're like, what if the second letter, right? Well, first letter correct, checking second letter. If second letter is correct, it shows the letter that they use. So that'll be great. But what happens is if the second letter is incorrect, we're checking index number 1, right? 0 is first, index number 1. Bam. See? Even if it wasn't correct, this this expression says that it's correct. And we're checking the second letter. So because we're checking like second, third, and fourth letter off of the first letter, which was 0, that's fine, but we have a problem starting with the second letter. Same thing with the third letter. See, that'll catch this condition. So even if it's like the right spot, same number, it'll say that it's like wrong spot. So we got to modify this. And here's a cool thing about expressions. We need a little practice with this. It's just unfortunate that we don't have a lot of time. This is how you can do it. I'm going to go ahead and just do it with one example. We're going to keep it at I. And then we're actually going to go back to 0 because we're going to add this thing called not equal to. And then we're going to go ahead and add an and. So it has to be not equal to something, and whenever it loops, whatever index number that we're using at the loop, it can't be 0. Well, watch this. When we're looping, and let's say that the first letter was wrong. All right, so we skip that, and we're going to come here. This expression says, I know you're at index number 0 right now, right? Because this wasn't correct. So we come here. So the only way the plus symbol will be printed out is if your index number at 0, oops, like that. So when the index number is not 0, and this condition is met. So we know that this is not going to work, right? Because we're at index number 0, but we weren't at the correct spot. The letter that we chose was not the correct letter for the first character. So we come down here. So this is what we got to avoid. Like, we're at here right now. We can't have that. That's why we say and I cannot be 0. Like, that's up here. This is down here. This will make more sense if I add one more. Or I cannot be what do you call it? 1 and guess I is equal to secret 1. So there's a pattern 0, 0, 1, 1, because what's going to happen is this. Let's say that I got the first letter wrong again. So it doesn't match in the correct spot. So I don't show the letter. And then let's say that we're at index number 0 still, right? Because we didn't get the letter right. Is index number 0? Yes. So right off the bat, this side is false and we're using an and. Both sides needs to be true, so we don't meet that condition. So we gotta see if we meet any of the ors, right? Because only one side needs to be true for us to trigger the body. So again, we're at index number 0, so right away, this is not true, so we could forget all that. Index number not 1, true, we're at 0, 0. Meaning you have the letter correct, just in the wrong spot, right? So this is your guess letter. It's just that it's equal to another spot in the secret word. So it'll go ahead and trigger the plus. So this will work. What I'm gonna do is I am going to see if I could, it doesn't do it on this editor, that's too bad. So I just gotta keep building it out. And I has to be not 2. And guess, let me put this back to I, because we're gonna use the value of the loop. Same thing, I has to be equal to secret 2. And then we just gotta repeat one more time for 3. Yeah. 3. So basically this part says can't be at the right spot. So I know we're like looping, the character that we're checking is that spot, but this not condition, not equal to, says that, hey, you got the correct letter, it's just that you can't be at the right spot. Because if you are, because of this and, we're not gonna let you do it. Both sides needs to be true. So as long as it's not the correct spot and it's in one of the correct spots, it'll go ahead and trigger it. Don't forget to close the parentheses. I think that's it. I think we could go ahead and run it and then see if it works. We should get exact same thing back. Holy crap. What did I, character, boolean, where is that at? And symbol, and symbol. That's weird. Bad operand type, boolean. Oh, because I'm trying to say one side is character, but they have to be the same type. Really? But that should evaluate out to true or false, not character, right? Because it's equal symbol. So if it's equal, it'll be true. If it's not, it'll be false. Same thing here. That's false all the time, right? Not sure why. That's weird. Oh, dude. My bad. I was like assigning it. So like I was only one equal symbol. I was assigning what's in there to there. So the whole thing was staying as like a character because there's a character in there. And no. So that expresses out to evaluate out to like either a true or false, meaning are they equal to each other? Same thing here. That one is like automatically false, right? We're saying I is not equal to 2, so that side is false. It'll only be true whenever like that's a 0 in there, whenever that's a 1 in there. So whenever we're at that correct index number as we loops for the value of I, not the index number, sorry, for the value of I. Now we're good. Yay, so good. So once again, one of these things say, as you loop, as long as the index number doesn't say that I'm at the correct spot of the secret, and the guess is correct to the character of the secret for that index number, because I'm not 0 right now. I'm not at the correct spot. So this guarantees that this is either gonna be 1, 2, or 3 as we loop. And then this is because we need all these other 3 because we need it for when I is not 1, when I is not 2, when I is not 3. So that'll go ahead and cover all different combos for the loop I value when the guess character is correct to one of these secrets characters. Next thing we gotta do is we have to make sure that we get rid of this and get rid of this so that those will be decided either when we instantiate and when we call upon the method. So next, we're gonna take all this and then turn it into an actual method in a new file, and then we are going to add more stuff at the top of the method, right? We need constructor so that we can make a copy of the class. We also need to add the instance variable so that they get properly declared so that we keep these variables alive. And few of the other stuff that we're gonna use, we might have to change it up so that it works correctly in a method. Today is what, Wednesday? These 3 videos should keep you busy tomorrow, Thursday, and then we should be able to pick up from here on Friday. Good job, you guys. We'll see you guys Friday.